So unfortunately, allegations of a toxic or hostile workplace environment are not limited to House of Cards. Claims of sexual misconduct have now spread to the world of reality TV. This time, behind the scenes of the wildly popular show, The Bachelorette. Take a look.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bachelorette is a huge hit on ABC, going strong for 13 seasons. It grew out of the even more popular show, The Bachelor.
You guys look fantastic.
This belongs to you.
Viewers tune in as one woman goes on a string of dates with multiple men, narrowing them down each week with the goal of finding that one true love.
Will you marry me?
Yes!
And oftentimes, the show heads into what could be described as suggestive territories.
Now that is a kiss.
His butt. His butt.
Action!
The franchise even led to a scripted show on Lifetime called Unreal, where contestants compete on a Bachelor-like series, and producers work to bring the drama.
You get cash bonuses for nudity, 911 calls, cat fights, all right? Have a good show, everybody.
I create conditions for things to happen, and then I actually make them happen.
But sometimes truth can be stranger than fiction, and it's what a producer says happened behind the scenes of the real Bachelorette that has landed the production in the spotlight. In 2014, Becky Steenhoek was hired as a production assistant on the show. She quickly moved up the ladder to producer for the 2016 season featuring JoJo Fletcher as the Bachelorette. Becky says that's when the sex talk went from on camera with the cast to off camera with her, alleging questions about her own sex life, even her own personal grooming habits. And Steenhoek claims when colleagues noticed she was uncomfortable, they only taunted her more. Steenhoek says when she complained to one of her bosses, she was told the behavior was the way of the industry. 1 week after complaining, Steenhoek says she was fired. On Monday, she filed a lawsuit against Warner Brothers and 5 of the show's producers, with allegations including sexual harassment and retaliation. Warner Brothers, which produces the show, denies the allegations. We take all allegations of workplace harassment very seriously. These allegations were brought to our attention and were thoroughly investigated earlier this year. Our findings did not support the plaintiff's characterization of the events claimed to have taken place. Joining me now, Becky Steenhoek, along with her attorney, Michael Morrison from San Diego. Thank you both for being here, Becky.
Thank you, Megan.
Let me start with you. So you have this career on The Bachelorette, you're enjoying yourself, then you get promoted to a more senior position. And just describe for the audience so they can understand what you felt it was that was harassing or hostile.
Well, honestly, I was just getting asked a lot of personal questions that had no relevancy to the show or really my job description. I was being asked such things as if I had ever had anal or oral sex, how I shaved myself, how I preferred to give and receive hand jobs, how I masturbated, things like that. And
who was doing the asking?
The executive producers and also my supervisor, who was a cast producer.
Like in a group setting, can you describe the setting?
Yeah, so most of the time it was just myself and JoJo along with her
That's
producer.
The Bachelorette?
Yeah, The Bachelorette. Caitlin, her cast producer, and then the 3 executive producers of the show. So it was just kind of that really intimate inner circle. And, these were conversations that were happening daily. It was just, we never even talked really about our jobs. No, nothing revolving around the show. And it was just something that made me feel very uncomfortable and very kind of violated. And it wasn't something, again, that had any relevancy to the show. It didn't have anything to do with how I was doing my job.
Right, because The Bachelorette's a little salacious.
Totally.
You knew that would be the case on camera.
Exactly. And that's, I had been previously working for them as like a production assistant and a handler. I knew the show. I knew what it was about. And I knew that they pushed boundaries. I guess I just didn't expect those kind of intimate, explicit questions and conversations to happen.
You're a small-town girl, right?
Yes.
From Iowa.
Yep.
You're not used to engaging in these kinds of conversations.
No, yeah.
I know you said you have a high voice, that you felt like they weren't taking you seriously.
Yeah.
For many reasons.
Yeah.
And obviously not treating you respectfully if these allegations are true. I have to ask you, was there something that you did? What would the company say? Because they haven't given us a statement other than the one I read. Did they claim that you violated policy at the company or broke some sort of company rule?
Not that I know of. You know, the reason when I was let go that I was given was because my morals were getting in the way with the show and because I wasn't being enough of a bitch.
They wanted you to be bitchy.
Yeah. And it was...
Why?
I don't know. But it was interesting because when I was originally hired for this position, the executive producers came to me because they thought I would be a good fit. And they told me the reason they thought I would be a good fit was because I was a good person, because I was trustworthy, because I had good morals. And then it turned around that in the end, that's why they said they were firing me.
I want to ask your attorney who's here, Michael. Of course, the company is denying this. They say, hey, we looked at this claim. There's no there there. They're going to go into court, I presume, and say, this is a figment of her imagination. This is a raunchy sort of work environment. Do they get it passed because The Bachelorette is a little raunchy?
They don't get it passed because there's no reason to question Becky about her personal sexual life. That has nothing to do with the creative process, despite what The Bachelor's claiming. This is about picking on the girl from Iowa, the conservative girl. And it's basically a way for them to, she's the butt of the joke. It's enjoyable to them. This is all about bullying. And by the way, this won't be in a court of law if they have their way. They want to remove this from a public court of law where people could actually follow the proceedings and determine for themselves whether or not this occurred. And they want to move this to arbitration.
Yeah, but she signed an arbitration agreement, right? I mean, that's what happens in a lot of these cases.
Sure, but it's a mandatory arbitration agreement that she didn't have any choice in.
Yeah, but that's the case for all of us when we take these jobs and they say, here, sign on the dotted line, and if you get in a dispute with us, you have to arbitrate. I understand your point. It's not necessarily you don't want to do it, but it's a condition of employment that you could walk away from right from the beginning if you wanted to.
Well, most people are not in a position to turn away a job over an arbitration agreement. Most employees don't think they're going to get in a dispute with their employer, and they have no choice in the matter whether or not to sign it.
And arbitrations are confidential. The audience should know they're confidential. That's why the employers want the dispute to be resolved. We saw that at Fox News. Gretchen Carlson, when the reason that whole thing went public is because she didn't listen to it. She filed her case publicly, which is what you have done, which is scary, I realize, and you guys will dispute that in court and figure out where it's going to be heard. Thank you for being here.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Both of you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.